Life is full of work and stress. Parenting can be a mess. Being a woman is hard enough without adding on that extra stuff. We'll cover topics of every kind. Helpful resources we will find. We'll even drink a bottle of wine. Join us. It will be a real good time.
Hi, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Nikki.
and welcome to Working Mom's Wine, where we drink a bottle of wine.
And whine about our crazy, busy, stressful working mom lives while trying to provide resources, helpful tips and tricks, or entertainment, or all of the above.
So busy, in fact, that we haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. Oops.
Oops. It's recital
Did anyone else
season.
think? I know. I kept telling myself, "Oh, cool, summer, school's over. Now all these school activities are over. Now things are going to slow down." No. This week that we're in now is like the one week where like dance is finally over. Summer camp isn't until next week. I don't have activities going on. I'm still freaking busy. I don't know what's going on right now. And I don't have any wine in the house, so I got experimental, and I don't know if I like it or not. I literally can't decide. So I literally went to the internet and I was like, these are the alcohols I have, these are the mixers I have, help. And so this is cognac with orange juice, and then it said you could add a club soda to make it like a highball. And so I still have one of these lime ones you brought over.
Yeah.
And I can't decide. It's not like, bleh, I want to spit it out.
But it's just kind of not anything special.
It definitely doesn't taste necessarily good.
Aww.
I don't know.
Well, that sucks.
It's like when you have an unfamiliar flavor, and they're like, and then you try it again, and you're like, I don't know, and then you just
like,
keep
"What is
trying it
that?"
because you're like, what's going on right now? But we're going, actually, I almost just did tea, and I probably should have, because every year, we take a day and go to the wineries during the workday, and that is what we are doing tomorrow. So I'll be drinking
boy.
lots of wine tomorrow. We are
My job makes me want to drink wine.
right. We are doing more sour grape stories today. But I do have a funny story to share. Should I share it afterwards?
Yeah, do it now.
Okay. I'll probably forget by the time we're done with all these stories anyway. So yesterday, we're in this habit during the summer of our mom will ask if the kids want to come over on Tuesdays, and then the first time I said we can do a sleepover if you want, and of course every subsequent time it's been a sleepover, which is great for me because normally on Wednesdays I don't go into work. So not only am I child free Tuesday night, I am child free for most of Wednesday until I go pick them up. So Brandon took the kids over there on his way into work, and then later on in the day around lunchtime someone rang the Ring doorbell, and my first instinct was I need to tell the kids not to answer the door, because even though I tell them that all the time, they still are like, oh, who's at the door, and they go answer it. And I don't want them doing that when I'm not home. But then I remembered that they weren't home, and so I didn't think anything of it and just went on with my day. 2 hours later, Brandon messages me on the work messenger, because we work at the same place, and he's like, hey, did you see that Ring notification? And I said, oh, for the guy that was on our porch a couple hours ago? He goes, yeah. I said, yeah. He goes, are you selling the playhouse? The playhouse is a gift that Jack got a couple Christmases ago, and no, we are not selling it. And Brandon goes, oh, I thought maybe you had arranged something. And I mean, like, I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking, wouldn't you be like, hey, Amanda, why are you selling the playhouse that we literally just got our child? But which is probably why he was confused. But I go back and I listen to it, and the guy says, I'm here for the playhouse outside. I don't remember if he said anything else. And I was like, what? And I'm like, I really hope this guy didn't just like take it. So I told my boss, I'm like, I'm going to drive home and see what's going on. And I'm messaging my neighbor, and I messaged you and Mom and Brandon, and I just was like, somebody's trying to take the playhouse. I was telling, like, everybody.
I didn't realize you
so
left work.
I did. Well, here's the thing, though. I was
And what are you going to do, stop
ready.
them 2 hours later?
Well, I was getting ready to leave work anyway, but I was just trying to get eyes on, like, if the playhouse was still there, it doesn't matter, right? So I'm driving home, and I think I'm going to message my neighbor and see if she's home. And she was. And she's like, yes, it's gone. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't know if this is for everything, but you just got really quiet for me.
Okay. So I'm playing around with this mic because if I put it down by my mouth, I can hear, like, my breathing.
Oh.
I know. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay. So the people that are next to, and I'm calling this lady my neighbor, she's technically a couple houses down, but the people who are next to her are moving. They have a sign out that their house is for sale. And it was their play place that he was supposed to pick up. Yeah, every time I say a P word, I can hear, like, in my mic. I need to get a different setup. But anyway, so she contacted the person that was actually selling a playhouse. They got in touch with the dude who accidentally took my playhouse. And in the end, we got our playhouse back. It was really funny because, and he was an older gentleman, but if you think you're picking up a playhouse and you ring the doorbell and no one answers, like, maybe make sure you got the right house. But it was really funny because he rings the doorbell again and starts talking into it. I think he thinks it's an answering machine because he was surprised when I talked back to him that time because I hit the button and I was like, oh, hey, no worries. Thanks for bringing it back. And he made some joke about how he was glad I hadn't called the sheriff. So in the end, it all worked out. The playhouse is back where it was, but I was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on right now? So that's my exciting story for the week. It was really funny, though, because so we had a baby shower at work today. I don't usually go into work on Wednesdays, but I did today because I was helping out with the baby shower. And my boss came down to grab some food and congratulate the mom-to-be and everything. And I was telling another coworker about the playhouse debacle. And Vishal's like, yeah, I think she was just making it up so that she could leave work early. First one. Am I the sour grape for going to a close friend's wedding even though my sister was intentionally excluded? Ooh. I'm going to say no because I bet your sister deserves it.
I started to say it depends on why she was intentionally excluded.
Here's my thing. I am not a specific relationship over anything else kind of person. I don't care if someone's your family member or spouse or ride or die. If they deserve it, then you should just go enjoy yourself. But we'll see. I, 30s, am part of a big, tight-knit friend group that all went to school together. We've been close for decades and have known each other since school. Because of this, my sister, also 30s, shares the exact same friend group. That sounds familiar. Would you go to a wedding if I was intentionally excluded?
Depends what you did to be excluded.
And quite honestly, I think you would know that I would not care at all. A couple years ago, my sister and one of our mutual friends, the bride, got into a massive argument that was genuinely so petty and unnecessary, in my opinion. The friend who is getting married had originally created a group chat for our core friend group so we could keep each other updated and organize catch-ups, gatherings, dinners, trips to the park, etc. It was basically the main base for our whole group to stay in touch. My sister added 2 other people to the group chat. So, bride-to-be has set the group chat up. The sister added 2 people. These 2 people are technically known a little bit to our core friend group, but they were definitely more my sister's personal friends. The friend who created the chat felt really uncomfortable with this because she didn't know them. This spiraled into a huge blow-up where they called each other nasty names and completely stopped speaking. What is wrong with both of them? Both of these people are terrible.
Yeah, that's completely
You
unnecessary.
can't talk that out? Like, what the hell? Okay. I chose to stay out of it and maintained my close, independent friendship with the bride. She's getting married soon, and because of their falling out, my sister was not invited. I was invited, and I accepted because she's been my good friend since childhood, and I don't want to miss her big day over a years-old argument that wasn't mine. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. My sister honestly does not seem to care. Then why are you asking? She has no interest in going and isn't mad at me for attending, or at the very least hasn't told me. My mother, on the other hand, here we go. It's not the sister, okay? My
Gee, wonder where the
mother, on
sister
the
got it
other
from.
hand, is losing her mind. She's calling me a traitor, telling me I have no integrity, and accusing me of having zero family loyalty because I'm not refusing to go in solidarity with my sister.
Wow.
She's also accusing my friend of bullying my sister by not inviting her to any events she is hosting. They are two grown adults in their 30s. They had a silly disagreement, handled it poorly, and parted ways, and have not spoken about it since. I feel like I can be loyal to my family while still acknowledging that my sister is a grown woman who can handle her own social life, especially since she is not upset with me. But my mom has me feeling guilty and torn to the point I'm considering not going. Oh my gosh, get rid of that gaslighting mother. What the heck?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mama
like,
is a sour grape.
have you
100%.
not had your sister explain to your guys' mom that she does not care?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Although it
Also,
might
that
lend
fight
fact
is
to... What's stupid?
Their
Oh, the
fight.
fight.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe if you're in your early 20s, maybe I'll be like, you're young and dumb, whatever. But they're in their 30s. Grow up. Like,
I feel like that young and dumb... Oh my god. Young and dumb yardstick moves back every few years.
true. That's because we're getting older and we have zero
Moves up.
patience with the younger
Moves up.
generation.
I can't talk today. I had a really rough last call.
Aw.
My brain
Listen to
is
this
fried.
comment. Not the sour grape. Your mom needs to cut the apron strings and find a new hobby.
Truth. It does make me wonder, though, if the sister is complaining about it to mom. Like maybe
And like
she
maybe the
is a little
sister is just being like,
butthurt
"Oh
over it.
yeah, it's fine." Yeah, and then the mom's like,
Yeah.
I don't know though. There are some people that are just like all about creating the drama and being in people's business. So it could be either way.
Really good.
I wish there was an edit on if she
would.
well, or the whole situation.
Excuse
Like
me.
this one person says, "Have you spoken with your sister about your mom's comments? Have a sit down chat with your sister." Blah blah blah. So like that would be nice to know. Is if like
Yeah.
if they talked at all, if the sister was willing to be like, yeah, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy.
That is crazy.
That one had a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Okay, I already have my opinion formed on this one and I haven't even read it yet. Am I the sour grape for not wanting to spend Christmas with my husband's family right after having a baby? Now, I will say, if you're okay with spending it with your family, maybe there's a problem. But if this is just I just had a baby and I don't want to see anybody, I'm on board with that. Everybody can get over it. But I'm probably in the minority.
I have mixed feelings.
I'm a very selfish person, and there were definitely times, even now that the kids are older, there are times where I'm like, listen, we've had a lot of activities lately and a lot of things going on, and I mean, not that anybody said anything about Memorial Day, but like in advance, I told Brandon, I said, we're not going anywhere. No one is coming here. It's just going to be chill. All right. I'm a 25-year-old woman, and my husband and I are expecting our first baby in December. Oh, so they haven't even had the baby yet. We are super excited, but I'm starting to feel like I'm losing my mind. For some context, I'm not very close with my family, okay, and we never really did big Christmas celebrations. My husband is the complete opposite. He has a big family, they're all very close, and every year everyone travels from different states to spend Christmas together. We usually alternate states every year. This year we are supposed to go to Ohio, but since I'll either be very pregnant or have just given birth, that's obviously not happening. everyone's solution was basically, well, let's all come to you so we can meet the baby. The thing is, I really don't want that.
That's
If
a
I
lot.
haven't had the baby yet, the last thing I want is a house full of people while I'm waiting to go into labor.
Right?
Fair, fair. And
Very
if I have
fair.
had the baby, I don't really love the idea of 10 to 15 relatives flying in from all over the country and wanting to hold a newborn during the middle of cold, flu, and RSV season, which is
Mm-hmm.
a very big concern. We all see the babies in the
Yes.
hospitals every year.
Yes.
When I said I didn't think we'd be doing Thanksgiving or Christmas this year, some family members told me I was being dramatic because it's just family, and they guilt-tripped me with the fact that a few people had already spent money on flights because they were excited to come meet the baby. Well, that's your bad, sorry. There has already been a lot of tension around this pregnancy, for context. My husband and I found out the gender, but we decided not to tell anyone yet because we want to share it when we're ready. My mother-in-law thinks I'm gatekeeping information because she wants to start buying things for the baby. I'm also a very private person. I barely post on social media, and I've already said I don't want pictures of my baby posted online. That didn't go over well either. Yeah, and I can tell you they're not going to respect that because I've seen other people not get that respected. Then there's the delivery room situation. My personal opinion is
God.
that, yeah, if you aren't there helping make, if you weren't there helping make the baby, you don't need to be there when the baby is coming out. Oh my God. That's so well put. Not even my own mom will be in the delivery room, but my mother-in-law and her sister keep saying they should be there because it's their grandchild too. I've already said no, but they keep bringing it up. Honestly, I'm tired of all the jokes and comments about me being dramatic. My mother-in-law likes to joke that when the baby is with grandma, grandma makes the rules. Maybe it's a joke. It is not. But combined with everything else, it does not really feel like one anymore. My husband keeps telling me we'll deal with it when the time comes, but I'm already stressed. I feel like everyone is focused on the baby, and nobody is thinking about the fact that I'll either be postpartum and recovering or about to give birth. Am I overreacting because this is my first baby? I genuinely don't want a huge family Christmas. I don't want people pushing my boundaries, and I don't want to feel pressured into things I'm uncomfortable with.
Listen, Linda, you are not overreacting. Your family, his family, is
Nuts.
they are not respecting boundaries. They already aren't respecting boundaries about your gender reveal, about your plans for the delivery room, about grandma
Right.
makes the rules when you're at grandma's. All of that is just red flags popping up.
Yeah. Yep.
I get people wanting to meet the new baby and wanting to be a part of baby's first Christmas. That's a big deal. But things happen. A snowstorm prevented me from getting my baby to her grandparents on her first Christmas. So it happens. Sometimes you just can't get together and you FaceTime and you get over it. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
We
Everybody will live. And the baby
we
won't
were
get sick.
literally at our Christmas that one year, and then Eliana came down with a stomach bug, and I had to explain. Well, I mean, Brandon and I explained to his family, yeah, well, guess what? We're not getting in the car for a 3-hour drive, and they were fine. Stuff happens, and people
Yeah.
can see the baby
Reasonable
when the baby
people
is a few
understand
months
these
older.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry that they decided to make plans without getting your okay first. That's not on you.
Yeah, don't buy plane tickets without having for sure plans in place. That's your bad. Like, that's
Yeah.
that's just
And
stupid.
there's so many, like, yeah, RSV, whooping cough, all kinds of things that the baby could end up with. And people, even if people are like, oh, we won't kiss the baby. Yes, they will. They're just telling you that right now. And when they have the baby in their hands, it's instinct. They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I'm with her on the delivery room thing too. Like, when I had my first baby, it was kind of funny. I was like, let's party. Everybody can come over and hang out, because I had no idea, for one thing, that it was going to take as long as it did. But by the time I was having Eliana, I was like, nobody comes into the delivery room except for Brandon. And I had not that it was really even like a concern on my end, but there was a nurse in there that was like, listen, like, I am gonna, if we need to kick people out of the room, I will kick people out of the room. I will tell them visiting hours are over. I won't let people in the room to begin with. Like, you just tell me what you want. She needs that. She needs to find a nurse that's like, let's go.
Yeah. No BS.
Right. But yeah, that grandma makes the rules comment not a joke.
Mm-mm.
She's
Gotta put a
probably
stop
trying
to that
to make it
immediately.
look lighthearted, but she's definitely, when the kid is at her house, she's gonna do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane how family members think they're entitled to be in the delivery room. Only the one giving birth has a say.
Agreed.
Oh, listen to this.
I can't
I
imagine
read
having
somewhere.
anybody in there. I mean, I
I
didn't
read
even
somewhere.
have to think about it, but
That's true. You barely got there.
yeah, I barely got there, and my parents were in Kentucky.
Yes. And I just came
his
over to
mom
your
is
place.
very respectful of boundaries and things. I don't think she ever even dreamed of coming into the delivery room. That was never a battle I had to fight.
This person says, I read somewhere that a woman's mother-in-law was pushing to be in the delivery room, pun intended, and the woman's husband was pressuring her to allow it since her mom was going to be in there. Finally, the wife got sick of it and made a compromise. If her husband was willing to get naked in front of her parents for over 3 hours and poop while spread eagle, then she would let the mother-in-law be in the delivery room. And as it turned out, he didn't feel comfortable with his mother or father-in-law seeing him naked and taking a poop. And that's when he had the realization that his wife wouldn't either.
Imagine that.
And you will poop. You will have good nurses that sweep it away real quick, but you will poop yourself.
I did.
All right. You didn't?
No, because I was so nervous when I got to the hospital. I did it all in the bathroom before I was that far along. I had nothing
Gotcha.
left.
I only got far enough with one, but it did happen. And Brandon was like, you would be impressed with like how quick she got rid of that. But then I think it might have been Jen Hamilton was like, you will poop and we will get rid of it. Just because of how much you're pushing.
It is normal. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
For sure my anxiety saved me from that one.
I have anxiety, constipation. Would I be the sour grape for declining my role as best man at my best friend's wedding? I, 29 male, and my longest friend, let's call him Robin, 29 male, have known each other since we were 11. He met his now fiancée, let's call her Anna, 31 female, when we were 18. I've met Anna a dozen times and she's amazing, but I don't think I can be at their wedding. When Robin and I met each other, I had the biggest crush on him. Oh, here we go. Listen, you unrequited lover, just do it. Not everyone gets the relationship they want, no matter what your orientation is. Okay. But was too scared to pursue it. When he and Anna got together and I realized he wasn't gay, I let it go. However, I did tell him. We were all going off to university, and my friend group decided to all reveal a secret before leaving our hometown. That always gets you into trouble. I told them I had a crush on Robin, but it was over now, and it had been a long time, which was not true. After 2 years, Anna and Robin had a big argument and split up. When Robin told me about it, I said he could come whenever he needed a chat, and he could message or call me at any time. I didn't hear from him for 2 weeks, and then he told me he would be at my university a few days later for a school project and wanted to meet up. When he arrived at my dorm, he started confessing that he had broken up with Anna because he had been feeling things for me. Oh my gosh, this is getting messy. He said he wanted to try a relationship and asked if he could kiss me. I was confused, but agreed, thinking about all the long years of hurting because I couldn't get him in middle and high school. One thing led to another, and that same evening, we went to bed with each other. That was the one and only time we did that. So why are you being
asked to be the best man?
I know.
Okay.
If Anna knew, she'd be like, absolutely not. We stayed in contact, meeting every few weeks to get lunch or dinner, sometimes with friends, sometimes just the two of us. One day, 2 to 3 months after our hookup, he told me he and Anna were together again, and they had been for a while, but he was scared to tell me because he didn't want to hurt me. I think he's not being very honest about what happened. I think he decided to try something. I did say it hurt me a little, and I felt he had played me because he had. But I was willing to stay friends as long as that would never happen again. Now it's 2026. I am in a happy relationship with my boyfriend, have stayed friends with Robin, and he proposed to Anna last year. You're in a happy relationship. Just go do it. Even though Anna should know.
Say no.
Yeah.
Should have cut friendship ties right then and there, sister.
I agree with that.
But when you
but,
didn't,
like,
you say, due to our previous history, I feel like this isn't appropriate, so I'm going to have to say no.
For sure.
Be happy to come as a regular guest.
A few weeks ago, he asked if I wanted to be his best man. I said yes. I've been talking to our friend group, already planning some stuff for my speech and such. I plan a lot, maybe too much. When one of our mutual friends told me about the 1 week they split up and that I helped him go through it. 1 week? Robin told me it was almost 2 months. Then I realized if they'd only been split up for a week, that meant they were together again when we hooked up and he cheated on her. Oh. I've changed my opinion. I think he should blow this whole thing up. I think he should tell Anna. So Robin told me they split up for almost 2 months. Then I realized if they've only been split up for a week, that meant Anna and Robin were together again when we hooked up and he cheated on her with me. I've been cheated on a lot. I hate it. If I had known they were together, I would never have done that. I don't think I can be his best man. He's been talking about his wedding with awe, and now I will ruin it by not being there for him. I don't know what to do. You're not ruining it. He's not being honest with Anna.
Okay. First of all, I need clarification. Is this 2 guy friends, or is this a guy and a girlfriend and the girl is the best man?
It's 2 guys. Because he's talking about how he realized that Robin wasn't gay when he got together with Anna.
But the way it was being read, I got confused a couple of times.
Yeah,
like,
it was
what?
very confusing. And honestly, since Robin can be like a gender neutral name, I got confused too.
Yeah. This, because it is same gender, this to me screams conservative trying to hide that they're gay, like BS. And maybe that's just a huge jump from what our society has been experiencing lately. But it just screams to me that she has no idea. And now that the timeline isn't matching up, like...
Yeah. Someone pointed out that it was so long ago that maybe that friend just doesn't know the actual timeline.
That's possible. Lots of possibilities here. But either way, I think no matter what, I would basically say, because of our history together in this other way, I do not feel comfortable being your best man. I wish you all the best. I'm not going to say anything because I don't think it's necessarily anybody's job to ruin a relationship other than the person's in it. If they're going to be honest, if they're not going to be honest, that should be on them and not all of the people around them. I am not a fan of the let me slide into your DMs and tell you about how your man cheated on you with me BS that goes on in this world today.
Mm-hmm.
Just not. It never turns out well for anyone. You know, either they don't believe you and think you're just making it up, or, you know, if they're gonna find it out, they're gonna find it out. If it happened, they're gonna learn about it. I'm of the mind that it's not my business. But I know a lot of people don't agree with that. They would say, I would want to know. I would want my friend to tell me or whatever. But he's not Anna's friend. So it is different. And it's complicated. I suppose there are situations I might say something, but not in this one. When it was years ago and things have moved forward and everyone has kind of moved on. But I would not feel comfortable personally playing the role of best man, knowing all that went down and knowing that it's secret.
I think
no.
I don't think it's necessarily the hiding his true orientation thing in this specific one.
Yeah.
I'm assuming him and Anna were going through a rough patch. He knew about his friend's confession, and he decided, like, I think the rough patch was on Robin, and I think maybe he was getting cold feet.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think Robin might have been like, I don't know about this relationship, gone and tried things with his friend just to have, like, that whole, like, bachelor one last fling kind of deal, and then gone back to Anna. which is
It's
just
possible.
despicable. If we're talking about like a serial cheater, which I don't know that this one necessarily is, I would want someone to say something to me. But this is a harder situation. But as far as going to the wedding, like, if you're happy in your relationship and they're happy in their relationship and it doesn't bother you and you're excited and planning speeches, I think you should be a part of that day. But if there's any kind of hesitation, no. It's not right for Anna because she probably doesn't know. I mean, we're assuming she doesn't know. Maybe Robin told her. I don't know. But I doubt it.
There's too many unknowns to this situation to really
I know. That one's
give a
tougher
hard one
for
way or
sure.
the other. It'd be like if I would say something, depends a little bit on this timeline, and also would have been more of a like right away thing. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I heard they were back together, I think if you were going to say something, that would have been the time to reach out and say, hey, by the
Yeah.
way, when you guys were broken up, this happened, and I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page and we're all clear because we're all friends.
That's a good
And
point.
get it out there. But if any of Poster's, OP's friends decide to go share that information randomly to Anna, then I would be questioning their motivations.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
too many drama people out there that just want to stir the pot.
Yes.
Like, no, not your job, not your role.
Yeah. Right.
You can encourage the people involved to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, if it's a serial situation, someone
I'm just
definitely
thinking,
needs to
if I
intervene
knew-
before Anna commits for life.
If I knew that you were being cheated on, I would say something to you.
I will say, people did tell me multiple times with multiple people I was with that they were cheating on me multiple times, and even presented me with some form of evidence. And I didn't believe it ever.
Oh.
When your head's in the clouds, your head's in the clouds.
Now,
So-
if you had known that I knew and didn't say anything to you, would you be mad?
I don't know, I feel like it's
Which was
different
not
'cause
the
you're my
case for the
sister.
record. But that's the thing, like, I think that's why people do decide to tell people, because they care about people, and it's like, even if that person chooses not to believe them, they don't
Yeah.
want to be like, oh yeah, I knew and didn't say anything. Figured you'd figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
I think there are, obviously, like, people who just want to stir drama, and that's stupid. But I do think that people deserve to know if it's going on. Like, if I found out that Brandon was and people knew and didn't tell me, I'd be pissed. But I don't ever think that's actually a problem either, so.
I don't know. People told me, I didn't believe them. There's a whole host of reasons why, but it just, I don't know, not coming straight from the people involved, I didn't believe it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is drama, this is jealousy, this is people wanting me to hate a person that they hate because they did them wrong in the past, like, you know.
Yeah.
Lots of excuses, so even when you tell somebody, it's probably not gonna do anything.
True.
But I don't know, if the best man had come to Anna, I would maybe believe that situation. You know, because what's the benefit there?
Well, it depends. Does she know about the former crush, and does she just say, oh, you're just saying that because you still have a crush on him?
Maybe,
You know?
but then that gets you out of being a best man.
True. Either way, you're off the hook.
It might
Anna's made
resolve the problem.
Anna's made the decision for you. But honestly, though, like, you think about the situations where people are like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm thought about inviting my ex to my wedding, and then my significant other nixed it. Of course they're going to nix it. And if Anna knew, which Anna deserves to know, even if I think even if Anna knew, maybe she does, but if she doesn't know about the previous crush, that might even be enough to be like, yeah, they're not coming to your wedding, and they're certainly not going to be your best man, you know?
Yeah. So many layers to this problem.
I know, this one's too difficult. I'm just cutting this one. I'm joking. All right, one more. Am I the sour grape for prioritizing my daughter's recital over a funeral? I'm gonna say no. But we'll see.
What?
Who's dead? Is it your mom? Maybe. My daughter, 5 years old, had a dance recital on Saturday. Her dance studio scheduled everything a couple of months ago, so my husband and I were prepared to attend. Last Wednesday, my dad informed me that his mother-in-law, so his wife's mom, had passed away, and the funeral would be on Saturday.
Absolutely not.
I know. He said that he and his wife wanted me to attend with the family, but would settle for just me. I'll be honest, I didn't want to go. I didn't have a close relationship with my father's mother-in-law. That's a mouthful. And my kids saw her once a year at most. But I wouldn't mind attending if it weren't for my daughter's recital. The funeral would take place in a different city, a short flight away, which my father offered to cover, so it would not be possible to attend both. I offered my condolences, but said my daughter had a dance recital on Saturday, and my family would not be able to attend the funeral.
So
my
this
father
is her
said,
grandparent. Is that right?
It's her...
Her grandparent,
Yes.
daughter's great-grandparent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not... It's weird how she's phrasing it. It makes me wonder if, like, the mom is a stepmom, so, like, mother-in-law is, like, stepmother-in-law. Because she's calling it her father's mother-in-law, in parentheses, his wife's mom. So it's his wife and not my mom's mom.
Okay. Got it.
So I don't think they're blood relation.
So it might not have been her grandparent growing up either.
Right.
Like, it might have
Right.
just
Like
been yeah.
Like how
A
our
newer
grandpa
thing.
has remarried. My father said he understood why I couldn't take my children, but his wife was disappointed that I wouldn't just tell my daughter's dance studio that there had been a family emergency. In spite of that, they both thought I should still go on my own. They said my husband could attend the recital on his own, missing one of my daughter's events when I'm there for everything else wouldn't be a big deal, and that she's so young she probably wouldn't remember it anyway. She'd have more recitals in the future, but the funeral would only happen once. We hope, right? I stood my ground. Saturday came, I attended my daughter's dance recital. Both my father and his wife were radio silent all day, and I chose not to bother them. My father finally called me yesterday and we had an argument. He said his wife was inconsolable because her mom loved me and my children, and it broke her heart that we weren't there to say our goodbyes. I am so unempathetic right now, I'm just like, whatever. He also said he was disappointed at how dismissive I'd been of his wife and her family, and he couldn't believe I'd refused to make such a small sacrifice for someone who would drop everything to do the same for me. I continue to stand by what I did. I understand her passing was sudden and the funeral was rushed, but I had made a commitment to my daughter and I wanted to honor it. My father said she should be old enough to understand that her mom had something more important to do.
Right, a 5-year-old? Sure.
I know.
They'll get right on that level of moral reasoning.
Here's my thing. That person is gone. People who want to mourn that person at a funeral can. But you are still making your living memories with your living family. And whether or not the daughter remembers you being at the recital, you're going to remember that recital. It's for the mom or parents or whatever more than it is for the kid at that age often.
Yeah.
This person commented that funerals aren't for the dead, they are for the living who are suffering the loss. Which I agree with, but I think that it's more important to say you have this situation where you are making a memory for you and the people you are living with directly they had a support system, they have other people supporting them that day, they should be like, go enjoy your recital, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of this really strongly depends on how close the relationship actually was. She says they only saw her kids a couple times, like in their life, but
Yeah.
dad's and mother, stepmother, whoever it is, are acting like this woman really loved you and your children. She'd be so upset that you weren't there if she were alive. Like, obviously, there's some sort of discrepancy here on the level of closeness and like intimacy in this family.
Someone else is pointing out that it's not because the wife cares, but it's because the dad directly asked. But, like, he's asking because of the wife. Like, he even said that.
Yeah. It's definitely not about the person who passed, but it's about the people who are remaining and supporting each other. But in this day and age,
Ooh.
we don't live together anymore in the same area like we used to. Like, we spread out among the entire
Right.
nation. So when you can't make it for a funeral, people are generally accepting of that. It's not the giant faux pas that it used to be. You're not saying, I disrespect you, so I'm not showing up. You know, it's kind of like always last minute. People are quickly trying to get there, and really it's for the immediate family. And she obviously doesn't feel like immediate family to this connection. She didn't even call her grandmother. She said my father's wife's mom. Like, she feels very removed from this situation.
Right. It's like Spaceballs, where it's like my brother's uncle's barber, whatever.
And perhaps this just speaks to some large overall family dysfunction, but...
Yeah, the OP responded to some of the comments and said, I'm not close with my father's wife and consider her extended family at best. My father and I have a rocky relationship for various reasons, but I do love him and we see each other on a decently frequent basis. I show up to almost everything that my father and his wife invite me to. My father wasn't fond of his mother-in-law and, based on their history, did not want me there to support him. He wanted me there to support his wife. Both of them have a history of wanting me and her to be closer than we are. I'm perfectly fine with our current relationship and have no interest in bonding with her any further for a number of reasons. Yep. I really do not think my daughter should need to learn anything from this. If anything, I'd rather show her that she will always come first to me. I agree it's important to teach kids that things don't always go according to plan, but there are other ways to teach this.
Yeah.
That's very well put.
I agree with OP there.
Yeah.
I think if I were in the situation and had the same kinds of relationships, I probably would have made the same decision.
Right. Man.
And kids don't need to go to funerals, in my humble opinion.
I agree. I think if it's a situation where, like, let's say it is close family and there's going to be a lot of close family there, or like maybe it's family that you're close to but they haven't seen the kids in like 6 months or met the new baby or something, and you want to do that, like, sure, like, take the kids and go to the funeral and everybody can see the kids, but like it's one of those things where it's almost like where there are situations where I want to not take the kids to something so that I can enjoy myself. I'm not going to say that about a funeral, but like, I don't always want to take the kids to that kind of stuff because they're going to be disruptive and I don't want them to disrupt everything. You know what I mean? So
yeah. It definitely depends on the kid's connection to the person who passed and how old they are and how much you want to delve into the whole life and death kind of thing.
Right.
Those conversations. There are definitely appropriate funerals to bring your children to. I don't want to come off on the wrong foot there.
We don't need to take a 5-year-old up to the open casket, you know?
Yeah. This kid, it sounds like, had no connection. Like, maybe met her a couple times in life. And, like...
Right. Yeah,
you know, it's not like she needed to be there to say goodbye and have closure.
Right, exactly. And the mom doesn't want to miss out on the recital. I think it's perfectly reasonable to be like, okay, you know, sorry you can't make it. And that's, to me, the first thing that was telling in this situation was, and maybe it's just the way that they phrased it, it almost sounded like the dad didn't know there was a recital the same day until he called to tell her about the funeral. Oh, sorry, I
Yeah.
can't because so and so has a recital that day. So that says a lot, if this is true, about that relationship to begin with, because he's not invited to the recital. He didn't already know that this recital was happening. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. There's definitely different levels of confusion here on the connections and who
Yeah.
thinks what's close and what's not, and like
Yeah.
it's a
Yep.
little messy.
I'm glad that our family isn't that messy. Like, every
Yeah.
family has its flaws, but Lord, I look at some of the other families and I go, man, I'm so glad we're relatively normal. If you guys have, oh, I will say, so if anybody watches Call Me Chris, she does these on a regular basis on her second channel and sometimes on her original channel. She read one recently where someone was, they were like, oh, I asked about the flavor of my friend's cake at their wedding, and now they're telling me to shut up and not talk to them again. And it was obviously like the way they phrased it, it's like you're leaving something out. The groom gets in the comments and they start going back and forth in the comments. So you need to look up Call Me Chris and watch her latest. It's either Call Me Chris or Call Me Chris 2. Watch her latest Reddit video because she starts reading the comments as they go back and forth, and boy, is it funny. It's so funny because like at one point she gets up and she gets behind her chair and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this." I'm like, that's the drama we live for. But anyway, as always, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, this one's, I mean, I know I've